Hey everybody, I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. In this episode of the Rocket Girl Show, we're going to talk about the things that get in the way of your success. Welcome to this episode of the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, and today we're going to talk about things that can get in the way of your business success. Now, there are so many things, right? We struggle with imposter syndrome. We don't want to talk about our business. I mean, the list of things, we don't like to set goals. We're not motivated. There's a million things that can get in our way, but there are also some very simple to fix things that I want to talk about that you are likely overlooking, okay? And I call these growth stoppers. So let's dive in. And while I do, tell me who's here. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. All right? So common growth stoppers, all right? Consistent computer annoyances, all right? These are things like I can't print, I need to update Windows, the mouse on my Mac isn't working, all of these different things that are just computer annoyances that are easy to fix. It might be you don't have enough room on your hard drive and you need to just get yourself an external drive and move a bunch of stuff off. Your mouse doesn't work, your keyboard is sticking, whatever it is, it's annoying to try to get anything done, right? And what's happening here is it's not just the time that it's taking, the extra time that it's taking to deal with the computer annoyance. It's what's happening with our energy and in our head. It's like, right? It's driving us crazy. All right. So consistent computer annoyances, using broken equipment. So this goes back to the broken printer, right? Forever, I had a printer that wouldn't scan because I upgraded Windows and my old jillion-year-old printer would not scan. And I kept going down the hall. Greg, can you scan this? Can you scan this? And finally I thought, what am I doing? Like, printers are not that expensive and I needed to scan. So I recycled the printer. I got myself one that was compatible with my current computer and now I can scan. So think about that. All right. Okay, here's one. Now this is an example of recurring things that are scary. Okay. If you're not sure that you have a backup of your computer, your pictures from your daughter's recital or, whatever it is on your computer, your tax information, receipts. I always think about pictures because that's really precious. Client files. If you're not sure that that's working, that's going to be something in the back of your head all the time. Oh, I should take care of that. I should take care of that. We all have a list of those things, and it's important to go figure out what they are and handle them. All right. Here's another one. This happens to me too. I guess I have some some issues with printers, but I do not like storing $70 worth of extra ink in my home, and so this gets down to the supplies, right? So I'm always the one that at the last minute I'm like, I'm out of magenta. I have to print right now, and it becomes a crisis, right? So in the case of that, I'm not sure I'm going to get over that because that is a lot of money to have sitting on your shelf. However, make sure you have the supplies that you need nearby. So I use note cards. I write on note cards all day long. Here are my note cards. This is also where my Post-its go. I have scissors right here, so I don't have to go to the kitchen, right? I have my favorite pens, a bunch of them right here in this, in my pencil cup. So make sure that you have the things that you need that are reasonable to keep in your home, so that you're not always going down the hall or fussing with it, right? It's okay to have these supplies. It's not only okay, I really want you to think about it as a requirement, because every time we get out of our seat and we go to another room, we are interrupting our momentum. We're going to talk about that more in a minute, but we're interrupting our thoughts, okay? So these are very simple things. A chaotic desk. If your desk or your office or your space around you is a total mess, you're not going to be able to focus. You're not going to be able to concentrate. So what you might need to do is take everything off your desk and put it over, somewhere else on another table in your area, or just bring it all to the dining room and put it there and say, okay, my desk is clean. What do I want to bring back? What do I need to have on my desk to get the job done? And yes, having everything perfectly organized is terrific. I love that too, but sometimes we just have to get it out of our sight, right? Just get it out of our sight. Another growth stopper is not automating tasks that can be automated. So let me think of an example for that. So let's talk about that in two different ways. Let's talk about it in terms of automation, but let's also talk about it in terms of checklists. Okay, so let's talk about the checklist first, and then maybe I'll be able to come up with an automation example. All right, so here's an automation example. Every time someone buys my time, a debit card, what happens is they get an email receipt automatically. Now, I didn't have to set that up. I didn't have to, but I did. I set it up in Stripe. It's very simple. My logo is on it, an explanation of what it is that the client has just purchased. And so that's an example of setting up something that can be automated, right? It's just a simple check, but it's doing it. It's checking the box and it's taking those steps. So definitely think about that. The other thing that I want you to do is look at what can you document so that you're able to do the same things over and over. So for example, I have a checklist when my clients are onboarded, send them the welcome email, add them to your newsletter list, so I'm thinking through every single step as we go. There is something going on with the links, by the way, you guys. What happened was I went into StreamYard to stream with you guys, and the time was set incorrectly. I wasn't allowed to stream until later, and all of Facebook disconnected me from everything. So I just went in and I created a new live stream. So I apologize if the links aren't working. It was interesting. I thought about saying, the technology didn't work. I'm just going to skip it today. And then I thought, no, I'm going to keep my word to myself. I promised everybody I was going to do a live stream. I'm not going to blow it off. What can I do to get this working right now? Yeah, good. Yeah, sorry. It's because someone on my team made a mistake setting the event up and I didn't notice it. Okay, good. So not automating tasks that could be automated, and also not thinking through checklists that you can use. You can put them in project management software, or you can put them in a Word document. It doesn't have to be fancy. All right, using outdated equipment until it dies. I have heard VAs say something like, I'm going to get myself a new laptop as soon as the one I have dies. And I think, that's not a good idea, right? There's stuff on that laptop. Like a laptop could die because of hard drive failure, or the monitor goes out, or the screen, and you're just done. So don't wait until it's, completely out the door. That's really going to stop your growth. So Frederica says, we love you for showing up for us. Yes. Hello, you guys. I see Heather's here. Arlene's here. Talara's here. This is good. Frederica, thank you for coming. Yeah. All right. So here's the main gist of this. Okay. The main gist is that when you have all these annoyances, you have, the broken printer, you have the process you have to think through every time, you have the chaotic desk, which I'm guilty of right now, you have all these messes. It just slows you down. And I know why we do this, because a lot of us, we think, oh, it's just me. We're worried about having our client work be impeccable. And we're sitting in this big smeary mess on our desk and can't even find our pencil. So don't do that. All right. Don't do that. So let's talk about how to fix these growth stoppers. Okay. Number one, make a list of current annoyances. You can do this in your office, on your desk. You can walk through your whole house. I like to do that, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about once a year. Walk through my house. Okay, the stopper on the door is not working. The faucet's leaking. I need to move this to the basement, and just go through. Because what happens is, as I walk through my life, even if it doesn't feel like it's bothering me, these little annoyances, they're kind of like, I just think like, oh, I got to handle that. Oh, I got to handle that. And so make a list of those. And it might even be, planting flowers by your front door. So when you walk in, you're like, not, it could be all kinds of different things. So make a list of your annoyances, the things that are bringing your energy down, and prioritize them, right? Prioritize them. Sometimes I prioritize them in terms of what I call low hanging fruit. Like low hanging fruit is stuff that I can just like fix, get 5 things off the list and then work myself up toward the things that might take more time. And here's the thing too, and I'm always talking about this, do one thing at a time. Okay, one thing at a time. So that way you have the completion, you have the feeling of like, yes, and then you can move on and cross it off the list. And then what I want you to do is, as you get through this, this list of all of these things that you want to fix, try to do your best to either fix new problems as they arise, because usually what happens is in the moment, it doesn't take that long, right? But when they start to pile up, that's when it becomes a project. And then do an annual audit, go through, and I need to do something like that in my office right now because it happens. It seems like overnight that I just have stuff everywhere, and it's good to just go through and put things back where they are, where they belong, make a list of what I need to fix, shred things I don't need, and just reset my workspace. All right, good. All right, so here's what I want you to do. We have just finished the Kickstart Challenge last week. We have all kinds of new students in VA school this week. My team and I are in the process of resetting everything and getting organized. So what I'd love you to do, because you may or may not know, is that we have a group called the VA Connection on Facebook. It has almost 30,000 members. A lot of you came to us through the Kickstart Challenge, and you might not know about this ongoing community and support that we have to offer. So scoot on over there, click the join button, and we will let you in, and so that you can continue with us, every day, every week. We have new content, new live streams. The Rocket Girl Show is every Thursday. We've got Lessons from the Cockpit every Tuesday, and all kinds of bonus sessions. Next Friday is Virtual Assistance Day, and I am going to have a special treat for you then as well. All right, good. It looks like Lanisha did that just last night. Good for you. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.